We have another question on veterans and housing, and this is from Air Force veteran and White House correspondent, Dr. Matthew Anthony Harper, who joins us today. He says, me and other U.S. veterans are experiencing homelessness, sleeping in our cars, or even on the streets. We can't get HUD VASH housing vouchers and feel that undocumented immigrants receive favor over housing over us. My question for you, how can you help us homeless veterans more with housing and explain the disparity of FEMA with $640 million for undocumented immigrant relocation and housing, and then only $78 million this year for HUD VASH veteran housing?
Yeah, well, thank you, Airman, for the question. The thing that we should do in terms of getting you into housing is make sure that we follow up with you after I leave here and make sure that we do that. VA, we have outreach. We have homeless veteran outreach teams in every market in the country. And sometimes it takes us a period of engagement with a veteran to establish a trust necessary to get that veteran to work with us to come into housing, transitional housing in the first instance. But we want to then work with that veteran to address whatever the issues were that led to homelessness, be that economic insecurity, unresolved healthcare access questions, untreated substance use disorder questions, to get that veteran then onto a pathway to permanent housing. And the reason to recognize that our goal is permanent housing is because that's what we should expect, and I think that's what veterans should expect in the United States of America. The phrase homeless veteran should not exist in our English language as far as I'm concerned. Last year, we permanently housed nearly 48,000 previously homeless veterans in the United States of America. I'll say that number again. Nearly 48,000 previously homeless veterans were permanently housed in fiscal year 2024. That does not count veterans in transition housing. For example, the veterans in tiny homes on the campus of LA. Doesn't count veterans temporarily in hotels while we work through that transitional housing process to get you into permanent housing. So in every market in the country, if we have a veteran today who's in housing crisis, we, in large measure, can get that veteran into protective housing that night. That's because of an enormously generous appropriation from Congress, supported by Republicans and Democrats. As it relates to HUD VASH vouchers, HUD VASH vouchers are a combination of a HUD voucher with access to what we call VA supportive housing. What does that mean? That means access to care, access to counseling, okay? HUD VASH vouchers are also at the highest level they've been in years. If anything, we do an insufficiently aggressive job of using all of those every month. Those too are a function of a very generous set of appropriations asked for by the president, granted by Republicans and Democrats in Congress. So we're deadly serious about this homelessness issue. I'll talk to you as we leave here, Airman, to make sure we get you into care. And I had the question, so that's good.